All right. Right. So we're doing logic gates, and Z is a wire. Connect wires X and Y with an AND gate. Now, full disclosure, I did solve this problem, but I solved it back in 2015, which is 7 years ago. So I remember almost nothing of it. Okay. All right. I think I see what's going on. So we have and left shift and not. It looks like we also have right shift. Okay. Other possible gates include or right shift. Okay. Epic Blog says there's a code golf section on Stack Exchange if you're ever in the mood for some smaller coding problems to tackle. They're usually pretty trivial to solve. Oh, neat. Okay. Yes, I will check that out. There might even be a Reddit for it, right? A subreddit. Okay. So what we need to do is we'll take a look at the input. This looks like a lot of fun. How many lines are there, by the way? 339 lines. That's an unusual number of lines. Okay. First let's save this. And looks like the wires can be 1 or 2 characters long. 2015 07-text. Let's make sure I have all this stuff done. Git commit -am run add ability to run a single day. I should check to make sure that I can actually run all the days by not specifying anything. And of course not. I messed up. So let's fix that bug first. It should be an easy bug to fix. If args.len is greater than 1. Right? Yeah. Okay. And then just make sure I can still run just 6. Okay. What's the amend? Git commit amend no edit, something like that. Okay, good. All right, so we have the file. Move from downloads 2015 to input. Git add commit add input. Git commit 2015 day 7 input. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our runner and add a mod for this, a mod for this, or a use for this, a line for this, and then day 07. Okay, and now that gives us the file name it's looking for. We edit it, and then I have the template in Altasnips AOC 2015-07. Okay, so now if you know what I can do, where is my other window? I thought I had another. Oh, here it is. Oh. I didn't realize it was still there. Okay, so now over here I can say bacon. Let's run bacon with Clippy. There. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is be able to split, I guess, on the arrow. So how do we? Okay, let's change this. And this is day 7. In our new, we're going to create a struct that has all of these commands, right? I'm going to call them commands, even though these are like wires. We're going to execute these sequentially, I guess. What is the actual question? What is the signal ultimately provided to wire A? Oh, I see. So we have to work backwards. Here's a simple circuit. Okay, so right in our new, we want to be able to open the file. And we're going to do read lines, right? So we have the read lines. Use AOC lib read lines. And if I can remember how to use it, let lines equal read lines input slash 2015-07.text. Oh, that's right. This goes here. And then, so now for each line, it split on the arrow key. Let's just do a quick head input 2015-07 text. So we can see what the input looks like. And it's just the first 10 lines of it. Okay, so we want to split here, and then we want to say B0 comes from BN right shifted by 2. Here's A. A comes from LX. Should we take a look at the file itself? The whole thing. Let's take a look at the file 2015-07. And we can look for LX. Okay, LX comes from LW or LV. I'm just trying to do this using my brain here. Obviously, it's going to be way too convoluted for us to solve by hand unless we have like a huge sheet of paper to trace everything out. But I think I understand what's going on. What we want to do is we want to map the right-hand side of the arrow to an operation on the left-hand side, right? And then look up the left-hand side, do the left-hand side calculation, and then assign it to the right-hand side. And say, okay, that's the value for this wire. So I think what we want is to have a commands list, which is a vec of, and I'm just going to call it command, and then wire values, which is a vec of, okay, so what do we do? Each wire has an identifier, some lowercase letters, and can carry a 16-bit signal. Why do we need to look up the Wikipedia for 16-bit? Okay, so that's basically just a U16. Oh, no, we don't want that. We want a hash map from the wire name to a U16. That's what we want. Use standard collections hash map. Okay. So I think that's what we want. And then this becomes commands and wire. And what we'll do is we'll generate a vector of commands, right? Let commands is equal to vec new. And then we'll just parse the lines. For L in lines. Actually, what we could do, we could simplify this a bit. We can say for L in read lines, right? And then let, I guess, left and right, A and B equal to L dot split once on an arrow. And that should give us, let's see what this looks like. That's a stir and a stir, right? So that should give us the left-hand side and the right-hand side. The right-hand side is always going to be a wire. And the left-hand side is going to be the command that that wire gets. That will generate that wire. So all we need to do is store, yeah, if we're trying to save the value of the command, of the, Does this need to be a hash map also? I think so. String to command. So we look up, for this wire, we look up the command to generate it. If it's not already in here. If it's already in here, then we've already figured out that wire's connection, or that wire's value. If it isn't in here, then we look up the command and execute the command, which will end up recursing, right? If we do this correctly. So now we need to take a look. It looks like it could be a number. It could be a variable. It could be any one of these commands, or any one of these operations, or a not. Okay. So we can do this. Enum command is a number, and we're doing everything in U16. Variable, which is a string. It could be, let's just go through here, and which is going to have a pair of strings to add together, or string L shift. Does L shift always have a number after it, or can you L shift or R shift of, like, am I putting a U16 in here or a string in here? That's the question. Grep L shift input. It's always a number on L shift. And so I imagine on R shift it's the same thing. A lot more R shifts than L shifts. Yep, those look all like numbers. Okay, so let's just do numbers. And then if it blows up when we parse it, it's fine. And then not. And not is going to have a variable. Can not have a number? I guess it could, right? But it doesn't. Okay, so we're safe. So we just use string. So now we're going to look at A. We're going to split A up into its component parts. So we just say let command is equal to A.split on space. And we want to be able to collect, do a vec of stir. That's weird. Why was that Boolean? Because of that L there? I'm confused. Why is this a Boolean? Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay, that's better. Wonder what bug was happening behind the scenes that made that pop up as Boolean. All right. And now we can take a look. If the command starts, let's see, command is a string, right? So we should be able to index, oh, it's a vec of string. So if command of zero is numeric, then it's a number. All right, we'll just go in order here. Commands.push, command num, command of 0 dot parse U16. Unwrap. Okay. Doesn't like that. Help a local com. There. Oh, and the wire is going to be just a hash map. New. Still doesn't like this. String indices are ranges of U size. Oh, I can't just... Okay, can I map this to a string? A string can be indexed by integer. Char at 0. Nope. There's a similar name with chars. I don't want to have to do chars take one, blah, 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 blah. String. Rust string. First char. Yeah, you have to do that. Okay. Chars next unwrap is numeric. And it doesn't like this because commands is a vec instead of a hash map. Okay. So actually that's right. We want to make this a hash map. And instead of push, we want to say insert and using B to string. Okay. We only have 9 warnings. That's not bad. Oh, because we're not using any of those things. That's fine. Okay. So that's the numeric one. Else, if com.len is 1, then it's just a variable. That's this guy here. Commands insert B. I guess we could do B to string here. Command var com 0. It's already a string. Does that work? No. Oh. Clone? Sure. Okay. So if the len is not 1, then it's going to be one of the other operations. So if the first one, else if com 0 is not, then commands insert. I guess I'm going out of order now. Command not. And it's going to be not whatever the variable is here, com 1, that clone. Yep, okay. Else match com of 1. And it's going to be one of the other operations, right? Which is going to be R shift, L shift, and or. Commands insert B. Oh. Is and always string? Yeah, okay. We can do this. Command and com of 0 dot clone, com of 2 dot clone. Right? And then, oh, sorry, that was and. And then or. L shift and R shift are similar, except we're going to parse out com of 2. Parse U16 unwrap. L shift, R shift. Okay. And this almost builds. Oh, I have to do it that way. I can't put a statement there. You can in C. Great. I misspelled all these guys. And I forgot the brackets on the clone. Oh, expected stir found string. Oh. Can I do that? Yep. And I forgot the brackets there, and there, and there, and there. All right, we're getting closer. Expected bracket found enum standard option. Oh. And almost there. Pattern. Oh, yeah. So panic input corrupted. All right. Oh, and then 27, I guess we don't need to split on a whole string. We can just split on a single character. Okay. So now we have all the commands. All we have to do is run them. So I believe I know what we need to do for each one of these commands. Let's write, this is the new, let's pub fun, get value, itself, and then we're going to get the value of a particular variable. Maybe like that. So then if, what's the entry API again for hash maps? Because the first thing we want to do is look to see if it's already been calculated. If it's in the wire hash map, then we have it calculated. Otherwise, we have to go to the commands and get it that way. I think Clippy will tell me if I do when I do this. If wire contains var wire.get var, return. Right, get value has to return a U16. Oh, self wire. What is it called? Contains key. Okay. Oh, unwrap. Yeah. So this should be. What did I do here? Expected. Oh, we have to copy it. That's okay because it's a U16. 0. Yeah. It's not telling me. There's a way to do this using the entry API. Okay, so if the wire doesn't contain it, then we have to calculate it. So that means we're going to grab the command to generate the value and then determine what to do from that. So let match command self commands dot get var. And that should, unwrap. We're going to assume it's in there, right? Because it'll blow up if it doesn't. And then we have all of our variants here. Here, command. And this is num, this is var, this would be left and right, left and right, this is left and amount, this is right and amount, and this is var. Okay, so now each one of these doesn't like this for some reason. Oh, because maybe I'm missing the arrow. There we go. Okay. I shouldn't need that semicolon there, right? Okay, so if it's a number, then all we're going to do is set the wire to that number, right? Because if we said 1, 2, 3 arrow wire name, TZ Free says you could also do something like if let some value is self-wire get return value to save you looking it up. That's a good point. Yeah. The only reason I wanted the entry API is because I knew we were going to update the wire values after we do this, all this stuff. But yeah, let's make that change now. If let some Let's do it this way. Value is equal to this. Return value. Right, got to copy it out. Okay, so this is just self.wire insert var num. And doesn't like that because it expected a string and found a string. Oh. It means I have to clone each one of these, right? Every time we do an insert. But you see how we can use the entry API if we look it up here, because we're going to do it for each one of these guys. If it's a variable, then this is where we start to recurse, because we're going to look up the variable and set it. So let value is equal to self get value of var. Right? This is the new var now. So that's overwriting. That's not good. I shouldn't call it var here. Name. And this will return a U16. And then we say self wire insert var clone value. So that's that one. Oh no. Oh no. Do I have to clone this out also? That's annoying. Or can I do that? Nope. Oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. What type is this? It's an ampersand string already. I gotta clone everything out of here. That's frustrating. All right, there's got to be a better way than cloning all these things all over the place. It's true, we're referencing directly in there, right? And therefore, we need to pass a copy of it. That's annoying, because now for and is going to be let left is equal to self get value, left clone, and right is going to be right clone, and self wire insert var clone, left and right. No. Wait. So this doesn't work now? What is this? That's a U16. I'm done borrowing it. Oh no. Can't borrow self as mutable, because it's also borrowed as immutable here. I wasn't trying to mutably borrow it here. I mean, yes, this has a mute self, right? But I should be able. If instead of saying clone to string, does that make a difference? It does not. This is the immutable borrow. This is the mutable borrow. I see. So while we're holding on to this, we can't call that. That makes sense. So I guess what we have to do then, instead of doing it this way, is we just say let command is equal to this, and then command. Right? And this should be, oh, let's copy that. There. And now we don't have to dereference that. Move occurs. Yeah, but if I borrow, then we're back into the same problem, right? Yeah. So I want a copy of it. and that means I have to derive clone. Okay, so this one here is the immutable borrow here, but I should have cloned out that. Okay, so doing that should allow us, right? Because, let's see. Yeah. All right, so I have to create the clones separately here, and then I can use them here. Does that mean I can go back to this match? It does. Okay. All right, so we'll just have to repeat this pattern for OR. F. Fanta, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And then this is, instead of and, it's OR. Left shift is almost similar, except the value is already the amount, so we don't have to worry about the right side. Oops. And we just say left shifted by AMT. Oh, gotta get rid of that. And then right shift is the same thing, except using right shift. Let right is equal to right clone. Let right is equal to self get value. Right. Self wire. Insert var clone. Right shifted by amount. And then not is like this guy, except, oops, we put a not in front of it. Right? And now we have a problem with name because it's, oh, it should be name here. And now we have borrow problems again. I thought I fixed all of that. What's the difference here? So why does this fix it here and not here? That's a string. That's a string. So that's a string, and that's a U16. I'm puzzled because this should be the same kind of issue, right? We solved it by cloning it out and then getting the value, and that's what I did here. Oh, it's playing on the AMT. Wasn't AMT just a number? Oh, can I do that to get out of the problem? Nope. Let AMT equals AMT. All right. Wow, Rust is very sticklery. Field has never read commands. Is that true? Oh, because we're not calling get value yet. All right, so with that, we should just be able to solve it by saying, what was it? Which variable was it? We needed wire A. Okay. So with all of that, we should just be able to solve part one by saying self.get value of A to string. And it's going to be wicked slow because of all the cloning going on. What is get value's signature? Just ampersand string. So can I just put this? Nope. So I just have to say ampersand to string. Still not happy. Found U16. Oh, right. Format bang. I should fix that. We should be able to generate a little function that'll be a nice helpful function for this. All right. So now I should be able to say cargo run 7. And we got 0 for the answer, which is obviously wrong. Do I have a day 7 here? Source bin run 7. All right. We can watch things as they run, I guess. Oh, duh. I'm returning 0. What I want to return is the value that we just inserted. So whatever value we just inserted is what needs to be returned. So we're going to say self wire get bar. Can I do that now? Unwrap? Question mark? Star? Okay. One more try. That's obviously wrong too. That can't be right. It looks like all the bits are set. So we're able to parse everything. Let's print out how many commands there actually are, because it was 339 if I remember correctly. Like that. Yep, so it read 339 and parsed them. All right, returns that. Otherwise, we insert all of these guys. All right, so not value should just, yeah, I mean, that works. These are U16s, so those should work. I guess what we can do is just run each step and then print out what we did. Let's implement the bug for this. And then we can just print out the command as we execute it. Println command, and then we can just say what the return value is. That's going to be complicated to read, but I think we'll be able to work it out. Actually, we can just put command, and it results in this. Right? That'll be easier. Oh, darn. So I broke all of the borrowing things. So clone. Match. Nope. I guess we could just do it down here. Right, because it's not going to change. Only wire changes. I wonder if I should make wire a ref cell then. And that way I don't have to pass things mutably around. Oh, that just copies the reference. That's interesting. That was something I just learned. All right, so all the way up here, num0 is 0. We're trying to get, oh right, because now we're backtracing all the way to something. And it's doing it like a basic, right, it's backtracking, and then it gets LX, and LX becomes A. It looks like we're 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 14, 15, 30. This doesn't look like it's clearing anything. Everything is all these ones, and it's doing it left shift. It's ORing. I mean, we can try it, but I don't think that's the right answer. Right? That's going to be wrong. Yeah, that's the wrong answer. Okay. Where were we? Oh, we were trying to fix 7. Right. So day 7 of Advent of Code, we got the wrong answer, and I couldn't figure out why in the last stream. So let's dive into that right away. Cool. Okay. Let's see. So there's a couple of different places where you can have bugs, right? One is in how we parse the strings, and one is how we process the strings. So maybe it's time to write some tests. Uh, 12 or 13 is 13. Okay, so all the tests are passing, but when I run the actual code, it doesn't work. So obviously, there's a test gap here somewhere. What are we missing? Let's, as we parse each line, yeah, as we parse each line and push it into the commands list. Actually, I can just do this for cin commands. Println C. Okay, and then I'll just do that for running hardware 1.7 less than output or greater than output, and then sdiff output with input. Let's do input on the left. 7 with output less, and that way we can see them. Oh, that's right. We're not in order. Okay, we have to do it in order. And the only way we can do that is if we create the command and then push it. Okay, so we can do that. So the way we do that is we say commands insert b command here. Put a semicolon on the if statement and then assign let command equals this. We don't need to do that anymore because we only have it in one spot. To string, and then instead of commands insert on all these guys, we'll just return the command like that. That means this becomes this. Whoops. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then here. That goes like that, that goes like that. and we have to get rid of, we don't want the semicolon there. Let's see that I messed something up here. Unsurprisingly. That works, that works. Let's see, does it says the match doesn't have, oh, here on the and, I have extra. Yeah, and here too. Okay. Almost there. Remove this semicolon. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so now we can actually see the commands. Let's do that. And then they should line up side by side. And they don't. Why not? Aren't we getting these in the same order? Oh, I didn't change. I didn't change the output here. So I want to print the command here. Println bang command. That now they'll come out in the same order. Yes, okay. Right shift BN by 2, right shift LF by 1, right shift FO by 3, or those guys together. Right, A gets, oh, I should put what it is. I guess it doesn't matter. A gets LX, we have a not AX. So these are all, oh. My eye was drawn to this one because this says num and this says and. So there's a bug. The first parameter is a number, not a variable. Oh, and that happens here as well and here as well. Okay, so there's the bug. All right, so let's create a test for that. And then we have to refactor everything. I can run and. Can and a number. Right, and then we'll grab these. And I should be able to say and. We'll put 12 in X, no, 13 in Y, and then we should be able to say 12 and Y. And this test should fail, right? Make sure we have a failing test. It didn't fail. Here's can and a number. Oh, maybe because I've got the same value here. Maybe I should switch these around. So if I say 13NY, 13NY should be 12. And I think it'll come out as 13, right? Yes. Okay, there we go. That's the bug. All right, let's fix the bug. That means that we don't want strings here. We want, does this mean we should create a, yeah, I think it does. We have to create a numeric type, I guess, which could be a variable or a number. Var string or a num u16. And that goes here then, right? And I guess on the other side as well. What about L shift and R shift? Are those? Oh, I can just grab it, right? Grab L shift. Okay, so the good news is L shift has variable L shift number, so I don't have to worry about that one. And then R shift is the other one. R shift has a variable R shift number, and then not is always a variable. We never not just a bare number, not even here, that's an L. And then the other one is OR. And OR is always variable or variable. So it's just and that has a special case. Okay. Let's just do it for both anyway. So then instead of for and or, we don't want to clone this. We want to create okay, so impl from string for numeric fn from s is the string and it returns a self, and if s of we can say if let okay number is equal to s dot parse u16, right? And then we're going to return a numeric num, a numeric num. Maybe numeric is the wrong term. Term. Let's just call it term. A number term of num. Otherwise, we'll just return a term of string, a variable of s. I might have to clone something somewhere along the way. And then these are terms. Okay, so now instead of clone, we say into here. And then we're going to have to handle it in the handler. Yeah. So here now we say get value left and right. Get value needs to handle not just a string, but a term. Well, that's annoying. I guess we can do it though. Yeah, we should be able to do that. And then we can say if term num n is equal to var, return n. Self wire get. Okay, so should we put terms? No, we shouldn't put terms in here. We should still put strings in the wires. Because then we could say let var is equal to let var equals match var. If it's this, then return n. Otherwise, if it's term string, then it's just string. Right? Oh, not string, var. Okay, so now here we have found a term, but found struct string. So we should be able to do into here. Oh, trait from ampersand string is not implemented. Okay, we can do that. Just the same thing. Although this might need a clone. Right? Okay, we're almost there. Expected term found struct string, so left into, and then right becomes right into, and this becomes name into, and now we have to say a to string for part one into, and then all the tests also need to change, right? Oh, term can't be formatted this way. Okay, we can do that. Oops. Derive debug. And partial equal. Oh, I misspelled it again. Oh, we were close. Oh, now we have borrow checking problems. Expected term found struct string. That's in the test. But how are we getting even there? Because we have this issue here where we have, do I have to clone into? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. And then this has a problem because we have, you know what? I'm going to do the thing I threatened to do yesterday. In here, we're going to change this. Use standard cell, ref cell, and make this internal. And that way we can get around a whole borrowing problem. So now we don't have to pass in a mutable self. And then self wire insert. Yeah, these all say self wire insert var clone, right? So we should just be able to have this match expression. Let value equal this. And that should simplify the value thing, and then semicolon, and then self wire borrow mute insert var clone value, like that. And then we just need to return value here. So that saves us a lookup. So then this just becomes star num. This just becomes that, right? Let's see. Or just blow up. Oh, ref cell new hash map new. Okay. And then self while borrow get. Okay. So these two passed, at least the compilation stuff. So now we just need to do this. Left and right. And now we might be able to get away with not having to clone these things. But let's get this to compile first. Left or right. Left shifted by amount. Right shifted by amount. Here are that. Okay, so now it builds, but we have warnings and our mismatch types in here. So we're gonna have to fix that. We'll fix the tests. Yeah, let's get the tests working before we do more refactoring. And it's basically just every place we have a toString, we're gonna have to say into instead, or in addition. That's annoying. That's gonna get long, isn't it? All right, so for every command we have that has a string, we're gonna have to say into. Right, so if it says 20 errors, if I save this, yeah, 18 errors. So we're gonna have to do that for each one of these guys. Into. I should probably create something on command so that I can just pass in a stir and have it do this for me. Into here. Let's do a quick check. Make sure I'm not blowing anything up. Down to 16 errors. Oh. Okay, so 222. So every single place I have wire here now. It has to be a ref. Okay. Wire, ref cell, new, hash map, new. And that gets us down to 8 errors, and then 224. It's an expected enum term. All right, so each one of these has to be an into as well, right? Yes. Okay, AOC.get value into. Still one failure. Oh, now that's right. This no longer needs to be mutable. And one warning. Private term in public interface. There. Okay. So now let's fix the bug. What was the bug again? Oh. Well, this should have sort of fixed it, but I guess not. Because now we're putting an and in there, and we should be able to get the and. Let's take a look at the operations we're doing here with and. First, let's see if we can get rid of. No, let's get it working and then clean up. So println left is left, right is equal to right, and see what the see what it looks like. So we have a num12 and a num13, and you add those together, you should get 12. Left and right. Let's make sure we got at least those values correct. How come this didn't come out? I should have seen this line here. Cargo test. I see the first one. Oh wait, no, I don't see it at all. Print line. I don't see this line at all. So are we not running and? Wait a minute. Let's take a look at what the command is. Oops, match command. The command is just num13. The command is num13. Okay. We didn't do a parse test on it. I think that's what the bug is then. We're not parsing it correctly. You can parse numeric and. So instead of x and y, we're going to say 12 and y. And this should be 12, right? Yeah, there you go. It's parsing it as a number. Got it. Okay, so that's the bug. Finally tracked the bug down. So if it's, the thing is numeric, then we parse it, if the very first term is numeric. If com.len is equal to 1 and. Now the tests pass. Okay. I want to get rid of the output statement. Okay. And now we want to say cargo run 7. So this looks a lot better. There we go. Okay. How long did that take? 46 minutes. Nice. Next up, okay, let's commit these changes. Git status. Let's get rid of output here. Git commit -am 2015 day 7 part 1. Okay, so going on to part 2. After it's run, these are the signals on the wires. Oh no, here it is, part 2. Now take the signal you got on wire A, override wire B to that signal, and reset the other wires, including wire A. What new signal is ultimately provided? Okay. That shouldn't be too hard, he says. And Vim. There we go. So all we need to do is reset. Yeah. Instead of hearing get value, that calculates it. Once we have a value, we can say set B self, because it's ref cell. All we need to do now is say self wire borrow mute clear, and then self wire insert, no, borrow mute insert B into string into with the value that we're going to set here, which is U16 value, and then rerun it for part 2. So that means we need to store part, because these are 2 separate functions. We'll have to store the value. Okay, so that's easy enough with another ref cell. Oh no, we have it mutable. Okay, so let's do that. Part 1 answer is a U16. And that means down here we have to say, oh, everywhere. Everywhere we have to do this. Part 1 answer 0. So I should be able to do a new. This shouldn't be load. This should be parse. Okay. The reason I'm going all bananas here is because now I have to change each one of these tests. Part 1 answer, because the value doesn't matter. All right, we'll just do it and live with it. Okay, so if we can do that, and then here in this we say self.part1 answer. Oh, that's probably not going to work. Oh, it might, because we're not borrowing mutably here. So maybe it'll work, and then we just return that. Self part 1 answer. Right, so that should still work. How's my bacon doing here? Associated function is never used. I forgot to put a self. Oh no. That's fine. That's just a warning. Okay, so we're going to use it now. We're going to say self set B self part 1 answer. Why didn't the tests run with the warning there? I don't know. And then we're going to just get the value of, we'll get the value of A. So it's the same thing. Back bang. I got to fix this up. Format bang. So we don't have to do all this vec bangs and format bangs. Okay. So now cargo run 7. The new value is that. Yeah, okay, so that wasn't too bad. I would like to clean it up and make it look nicer. So let's do that. What we do is have a new function, new from file. And that's this, and then we just have new for test, and we give it commands, which is going to be hash map. Yep, hash map of string to command, and then we'll just say return self and then say self commands, and then these two guys. Not 22, just 2. Like that. And then, oh, we do need a new like that, because that's used by the runner. Okay. Yeah, the problem there, it was complaining the fact that I'm using command, which is a private thing, which is fine. And then I can just down here in the test code, let AOC, we can just say a new for test commands. Let's make sure our tests keep passing. Okay. Yeah, that cleans things up a lot, right? Let me just copy that. I'll let AOC. And one more. Okay, and all the tests should still pass. We're getting a warning. What's the warning? New for test is never used. Oh, okay. That's easy enough to fix. Oh, where is it? There it is. It's only used for tests. And now we're cleaned up. Very good. Git status. Git diff. So yes, we added part 1 answer. We cleaned up all of this stuff. We set part B to the we set the wire B to the part 1 answer, and then we just recalculate A.